Now, the career path in cybersecurity, we have cybersecurity analysts, we have cybersecurity assessors. An analyst would do what I've been explaining. You will analyze the network. There are various tools to do that. You don't just poke nose. There are various tools that will enable you to see alerts, see vulnerabilities. They will even help you to do what they call risk density score on the vulnerabilities, so that you don't go attacking vulnerabilities that does not have exploits. Rather, they will rank them to the level that this is a very high security. When we talk about CVE, I think it's called Common Vulnerability Enumeration or something, CVEs. And those will enable you to pick those things and know which ones to mitigate, based not just on their score, also based on the industry, because there are some vulnerabilities that are for the oil industries, and you are in the health industry. Not because it's high and you work in the health industry and you start mitigating all your company's vulnerabilities in the health industry. So you have to also understand the environment that you are in and the vulnerability that are associated with them. An assessor is not, this is one part of cybersecurity that is non-technical. A lot of people get into it because it deals with compliance. Compliance is you looking at the controls that companies have applied in their security, in their network environment, to make sure that it's on par with the regulatory bodies. So if you work in the health industry in the United States, the health facilities has to be HIPAA compliant. If you work in the educational sector, it has to be FERPA compliant. So your job is to look at their documentation of controls that have been applied and make sure that they are applied properly and they are working well. Unfortunately, we don't do that class in this program fully, but it's a piece of what we do. We touch on every aspect of this. We do analysis, assessor, consultancy, hacking, pen testing. This is where companies will hire you to evaluate their security by giving you making you a white hat hacker, which is you will hack into their networks, show them vulnerabilities that exist, or hack into their application so they can see vulnerabilities that are there and mitigate them prior to releasing the software. Some softwares are built with identifying these vulnerabilities. Incident response analysis analyst is someone, when there's an incident, your job is to evaluate the incident, document it, and be able to present it in a way that the government officials will know the type of controls that you have. Did you or did you not apply the controls or the frameworks that governs your environment? If you did and you still breached, they will find you not up to the level of someone that did not at all. Okay? Digital forensic is basically you're doing an FBI, you're doing an investigative work, investigating incidents that's happened. There are different tools that are used to do that, where you will take an image of a system, analyze it, and be able to give analysis and document what happened and how it was mitigated, and suggestions on what to do to avoid such again. Engineering is the person that builds it. You know the right firewalls, you know the right SIMs, you know the right controls, where to put them, you design it, and the administrator is somebody that overlooks it, make sure that they are all working fine. Sometimes one person can wear all these hats. Sometimes you can wear 3 of these hats at the same time. So there's no, sometimes they are all modeled up into one, and sometimes they are not. But an assessor is one. Governance, risk, and compliance is one that is very isolated from the rest of them. The other ones are very technical. They except the assessor. Now, job responsibility: develop identity and access management, threat hunting and incident analysis, business impact analysis and disaster recovery, risk and asset inventory management, development of organizational security policies. You can come into an environment where they don't have security policy, because you can't hold people responsible without a written document. When somebody is hired at the job, there are processes that you go through, trainings that you go through, so that when you at any point fail to comply to those rules and regulations, those standards, policies, procedures, guidelines, and baselines will be used to prosecute you for what you did. Now, if you look at the industry, there's a lot of money in this industry. There's not enough people to consume these funds, and every year they are being budgeted higher and higher, and you can see the trajectory based on computer programmer, system analyst, security analyst. These are money that yearly, and there's taxes on this in the United States. When you're taxed, can be paying 30 to 40% of this to taxes. The rest of them cuts you, but it's still good money. Now,